All right. This week in movie news, we have a lot of great stuff for you. Our first bit of movie news, Indiana Jones 5 opens to massively disappointing box office. What do you think about that?
That's a little different because I sometimes I hear movies doing good in theaters, but yeah, I heard that it didn't do too well in theaters. I saw it anyway.
What did you think of it?
It was awesome.
Yeah, you liked it? I heard people, said it dragged a bit in the beginning. Use of, CGI Harrison Ford was, not, it didn't hit quite right. I don't know. What do you think about them, like, de-aging, using that de-aging technology?
It's awesome.
You like it? I don't mind it, but I feel like when they use it too much, it just kind of, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't mind if they use it like, at some beginning of like Marvel movies, sometimes they'll show it for like a few minutes. But I heard like a huge portion of the beginning had a lot of de-aged Harrison Ford. It was really awkward because he still had his old man voice and whatnot. I don't know. But overall, it doesn't seem to be doing too well with audiences. As of Sunday morning, it is projected to reach a 3-day total of 60 million. This is far below the movie's original projections, landing even lower than Lucasfilm's 2018 flop Solo: A Star Wars Story, which opened with a 3-day total of 84.4 million. And it reportedly has a budget of 329 million. And then they said it's highly unlikely that they're going to break even, let alone generate any sort of profit. So, I don't know, man. I think it's time that they start thinking of new properties to put out. I don't know. Indiana Jones isn't. I feel like it's not hitting with this current generation. What's your opinion on that? Why do you think it didn't do well?
I don't know. I think it was something about the CGI, de-aging, whatnot. And of course, this is Harrison Ford's last movie, so this is his last movie. So, what projects will he do next?
I don't know. I mean, we know he's going to be in the newest Captain America movie. I don't know. I don't know what else he has going for him.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in the Captain America 4. So. That's going to be awesome. He's confirmed to be General Ross.
Yes, that's true. I heard that he's inspired, what's his name? Tom Cruise, to do the Mission Impossible movies into his 80s. Because he's looking at Harrison Ford. He's still doing the action thing, at his age. He's like, I want to keep doing Mission Impossible and playing Ethan Hunt. Just as long. So we'll see. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more Mission Impossible because of this. But I don't know. It's sad. It's Harrison Ford's last outing as this character, and it had a very unceremonious response in theaters. So I don't know. I still want to check it out. I heard good things about the latter half of the movie that really picks up, but it's just not quite as thrilling as the initial, movies in the first movies, like the trilogy. I don't know. So, but I do want to check it out. So maybe I will go see it eventually, or maybe I'll wait for streaming. Our next bit of movie news: Greta Gerwig is to direct 2 Narnia movies for Netflix. Have you seen the original Narnia movies that they put out?
The black and white one or the recent one?
Was there a black and white one? I don't know.
I don't know, but there was the Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that they did a few movies, back in the 2000s. They did the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I think they did Prince Caspian and whatever. I don't know what other ones they did. I saw the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was pretty good, and I don't know, but the whole series eventually kind of fizzled out. Now it looks like, I don't know if this is going to be a reboot or if they're going to do some of the books that they hadn't touched on yet. I mean, I don't think it's going to include any of the original cast. Obviously, they're older now, but we'll see what this entails. I do love Greta Gerwig. I like Lady Bird, that movie. I don't know if you've seen Lady Bird. It was a good movie. It had Saoirse Ronan in it. And I'm interested in seeing the new Barbie movie. It just looks so wacky. Normally not an IP that I found interesting, but just the movie itself seems so interesting. I got to go check it out. What's your opinion on that? Are you going to check it out?
Oh, I just might.
Yes, and then of course there's the big rivalry going on between Barbie and what's it called, Oppenheimer. It's going to come out like I believe on the same day. So yeah, and yeah, that's they're totally polar opposite movies. So I think that makes it much more of a funny rivalry. But I do want to see Oppenheimer as well, so I'll go check that out as well.
So do I. Yeah, I heard that they're gonna use like real explosions from like back in the day. Like,
Yeah, I know everyone's joking that they're gonna
original footage. I believe that they are. I mean, I'm not sure, but I saw the trailer. It looks really, really awesome from what I just saw. You know, you got Cillian Murphy playing Oppenheimer. Matt Damon's in the movie.
Yeah, it's a star-studded cast. I think Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. I mean, it's gonna have everybody. And yeah, like as we know, Nolan is big on practical effects. So I'm interested to see how he did the nuclear explosion. People are joking that he's gonna set off a real nuke, but obviously that's not the case. But we'll see. I'm curious about that. I want to see it in IMAX, see it in its full glory. All right. Next bit of movie news. Remember Barney the dinosaur?
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Apparently, Daniel Kaluuya's live action, he's making a live action Barney movie, but it's not going to be what you think. His live action Barney movie is going to be about millennial angst. So it's going to be a different take on the character. It's going to have some kind of like deep meaning to it. Apparently, it's going to be interesting. Now, Daniel Kaluuya is set to star in and produce the film. And Mattel Films described it as an A24 type film with a tonal twist. So that's going to be interesting. What do you think about that?
It's going to be different, but I had no idea they were going to do a live action Barney movie.
What if it's going to be, I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like it's almost going to be like a thriller or something. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from it. I mean, it's not a horror movie like we've seen with Winnie the Pooh and whatnot, but it sounds like it's going to be something with a lot of deep meaning, and I don't know. It sounds interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see more. Hopefully, a trailer drops in the near future. Then we can a little peek into what what they have in mind. But I don't know. I got to check this one out. All right. Next bit of movie news. Of course, the writer's strike is still going on, and apparently, the Actors Guild is one step closer to a historic industry-wide strike as the negotiation deadline looms. Uh-oh. What do you think?
Oh, it's very, very different, I hope it resolves.
I hope they were able to come to an agreement.
Hope they come to an agreement so they can get back on track, make more movies, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the Writers Guild strike has been going on since early May, while talks of an Actors Guild strike began swirling in early June. So now it looks like it's a high possibility. So I mean, this is going to be devastating for the whole movie industry. They have the writers and the actors on strike. I mean, nothing's going to get done. I mean, but if they have to do what's necessary to get paid what they deserve. So we'll see. But this is unprecedented. I don't know if this has ever happened where both of them are on strike at the same time. I mean, the whole industry is going to come to a halt, which kind of sucks for the people who are involved in the production, like the caterers and the gaffers and the lighters and the crew behind the scenes. They're going to be out of work too, so it sucks. So hopefully they can come to some sort of agreement, sooner than later. That's all I can say. I don't know anything about this. We're not technically versed in all this stuff. So, hopefully it all works out. That's all I can wish for. Correct?
That's correct. It is what it is. Art imitates life, and life imitates art.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if that applies in this scenario, but sure. All right. Our next bit of movie news. Reportedly, Disney is leading the 2023 box office despite all the underwhelming blockbusters. Of course, like we mentioned, Indiana Jones didn't do well. They had their, I think we talked about in our last movie news, their Pixar movie Elemental didn't do well. They had a bunch of other stuff that didn't hit the mark. but they are still leading the box office, which is not surprising because they own like most most like properties. A lot of the big movie properties, they own that. So I mean, when you have a monopoly, it's not hard to be number one. What's your opinion on this?
It's gonna be different, despite the fact that Elemental didn't do well in theaters. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put it on Disney Plus. Besides, the new Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny, it didn't do well in theaters, so I guess it's gonna, be put on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, it'll go on streaming eventually. I mean, they'll definitely get some revenue from that, but I mean, like I said, it's just weird because like they're not making what they should at the box office, yet they're still on top. Like I said, it's just all numbers game. Like when you own a lot of, a lot of the products that they're putting out, of course you're gonna be on top. It's all about like owning a good portion of those theater slots, and that's how they're making their money at this point. But individually, the movies, they need to focus more on quality, or otherwise, they're not gonna be number one eventually. So I don't know. Hopefully, they're able to get out of the slump. But this could be bad news. I don't know. Hopefully we see more independent studios, coming up with some interesting stuff. Because right now it's a lot of like sequels and franchises and rebirths and reboots and this and that and another thing. I want to see some fresh material. Would you agree?
Exactly. I really want to see some fresh material, some new stuff. Same thing with Daredevil Born Again. I really want to see what they're gonna do to the story because I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, the Disney's quality hasn't been there as of late, so hopefully. All right. A next bit of movie news. Rachel Goldberg, known for her TV work such as Resident Evil and American Gods, is making her directorial debut with a movie called The BM. Now, when I saw it, I was like, I bet it's, that it sounds like bowel movement, but it is. It stands for the bowel movement. Apparently, it's an action comedy for Mara Vista Entertainment, written by Family Guy writers Sean Wrights and Artie Johan, I think. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hopefully, I didn't butcher it. The story centers on a young woman's desperate search for a bathroom that gets her inadvertently caught up in a bizarre heist in Los Angeles with her best friend. So it's all about trying to take a poop and getting into a wacky adventure. I don't know.
I didn't see this coming. I just no.
I don't know, man. I don't know if this. I mean, it sounds kind of funny, but I mean, if this is what Hollywood is coming up with nowadays, I don't know.
That is one big pile of shit.
I don't know. Well, let's keep our expectations low, and maybe it'll surprise us. But the BM, I don't know what to think about that. Hopefully, it's not a BM in and of itself. All right. Moving on. Apparently, they're making a Bob Marley biopic, One Love, and it has been revealed that Kingsley Ben-Adir is going to star as the legendary musician. When I first read
makes sense.
Yeah, when I first read the headline, I misread it as Ben Kingsley, and I was like, oh no, that's not going to end well for Ben Kingsley playing Bob Marley. But luckily, I read it wrong, and it's Kingsley Ben-Adir. He looks good. He looks the part. So hopefully, I wonder if he's a singer as well. I'm not too familiar with this actor, so we'll see. I don't know. Biopics are kind of hit and miss, so hopefully they do a good job. Hopefully it breaks the mold of that formulaic biopic. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the one that, the kind of format that Dewey Cox made fun of so well that it kind of ruined all the biopics that have come out since, especially, Bohemian Rhapsody, which I actually enjoyed. A lot of people make fun of it for being so formulaic that it pretty much mirrors Dewey Cox and their lampooning of the whole kind of format. So hopefully it breaks free of that mold. Something kind of like Rocket Man. It really broke free of that, and it kind of did its own thing, very, tonally interesting, and bounced back and forth between like musical-esque and fantasy, and storytelling and all that stuff. So hopefully they're able to do something interesting with that. Are you a fan of biopics?
Oh yeah, they're very, very interesting. The more I see it, the more I'm interested in, biopics, see what they're coming up with, fresh ideas, this and that, Bohemian Rhapsody, one of my favorite movies, very, very awesome, Rami Malek, knocked that one out of the park.
Yeah, I think he makes the movie. Like without Rami Malek and his dedication in playing Freddie Mercury, I don't think it would have been as good of a movie. But yeah, that's just my opinion, man. All right. Our next bit of movie news. There's some Barbie controversy. Apparently, the upcoming Barbie movie has found itself in some uncharted controversy. Now, Warner Brothers' new film based on the iconic toy line has been banned in Vietnam over the appearance of a controversial map. According to the distributor, the film was not trying to make any kind of statement, but apparently there was like a drawing of a map, and it may have depicted what's called the 9-dash line, which refers to a set of line segments on the map meant to indicate China's territorial claims in the South China Sea, claims which Vietnam disputes and believes that it violates the sovereignty of the country. Now, Warner Brothers is saying, this was just a doodle map, not meant to depict anything in real life. So apparently the movie has been banned in Vietnam because of its depiction of that line. I don't know. It's a whole mess. So I don't know. What do you think about this? It's kind of ridiculous, huh?
It's very, very ridiculous, and yet I never heard of this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It's hard when you market your movies internationally. You have to consider everyone, everyone's standpoints and things that may be, deemed inappropriate by them. I know it's always a constant case when they're marketing movies. Like China, for instance, they can't have any depictions of like spiritual beings or creatures. That's why it was hard to market like the Ghostbusters movies out there, because you can't have any of that and stuff like that. So it's really weird when you start dealing with international markets. And apparently this is something they didn't account for. I don't know if they actually intended to include that little dotted line or not, but apparently it caused some controversy. So hopefully, I don't know if they plan on changing it to regain that market or whatnot, but we'll see what they do going forward. Maybe they'll edit a version just for Vietnam. I don't know. All right. Next bit of movie news. Ryan Reynolds has been revealed in his new costume for Deadpool 3. It's a slight alteration on the classic Deadpool look. If you're listening to our podcast, our audio version, you won't be able to see what we're talking about, but go ahead and check it out. It's on the internet everywhere. I believe it's posted on Twitter. That's where I first saw the picture. But I'm sure you can find it anywhere on the Google. But it depicts Ryan Reynolds' new suit. It's the classic black and red suit. It's just some slight variation. It looks like they almost took away some detail, but it looks a little pajama-like, if I will. But I don't know. What do you think about it, his new costume?
It looks different.
Yeah. Do you like it, or what do you think? Do you like the original?
It's very, very different. I like it. It's a whole new take on Deadpool. Is this going to be the last one?
I don't know. Maybe. But it's interesting. We're going to get some Hugh Jackman, like I've mentioned this before, but I'm excited about it. We get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. Hopefully he's in his costume. That would be cool.
Now, I saw this on a deleted scene in the Wolverine movie.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
about.
Where
Logan is on the airplane and he opens up a suitcase or something like that, and he opens it up, and there's that classic Wolverine look.
Yeah, he was gifted his Wolverine suit, and then of course we never get to see him in it. They always tease like these cool costumes, and we never get to see him in the costumes. Like at the end of I forget, one of the X-Men movies. I think it might have been Apocalypse. They teased the X-Men in like these accurate looking X-Men costumes, and they never wear them again. It was just a tease. Those bastards. But yeah. I don't know. I think this Deadpool suit is nice. They simplified some of the look, and it maintains like that overall classic comic book feel. Yeah, man, I could dig it. And this brings a wrap to This Week in Movie News.
Yep.